I cannot be the only one that thinks of the TikTok clock from Peter Pan every time they hear a ticking clock. And on today's episode of The Sam Show here on Auntie Tay's YouTube channel, that is exactly what we are going to be doing, is taking a Peter Pan inspired membership file and making it into a clock, specifically for my bathroom. So I can't wait to show you guys how it all came together and what happened and all the things. So let's get started. Hey everyone, it's Sam from the Auntie Tay team and you're watching The Sam Show. Let's go make some fun things. I am using the Neverland Sailing SVG from the Peter Pan bundle from the Auntie Tay membership. And I figured I'd show you guys how I am going to cut this out of wood. You could use a wooden blank. You don't have to cut this out of wood. But essentially I make an offset after I make the file the size I want, which I want it to be about a foot big, just under, and then I do about a 1/4 inch of an offset. That just gives you a good amount when cutting on wood. I just cut a stencil out of cardstock and then I trace the cardstock onto my wood. And I am only using plywood because I'm not fancy and I'm gonna paint it and it works. So after I use a pencil and draw it on, I took a jigsaw to cut it out of my big board, and then I used my scroll saw to actually cut it out. I put little notches in wherever there's a tight corner just to make it easier to cut out, and then I just take my sweet old time and cut the wood out. I really like cutting things out of wood, but like I said, you could just get a wooden blank and put an SVG on it and skip this step. I just, have to be more complicated. And to get a really curved edge, you're just going to want to sand it. At first I was hand sanding it and I wasn't getting a smooth edge like I wanted. So then I got the power sander out and this helped so much at getting a super curved edge. And I also sanded the surface so that it was really smooth for painting. Because originally I thought I was going to paint stain it. I was hoping it would give it a really cool farmhouse wood vibe, but I ended up hating it. I think if I was going with more wood tones, it would have looked really cool, but I really wanted to go with blue because our bathroom is a lot of white and natural tones, and then I'm decorating it with blue. So I really wanted a color to pop in the bathroom. I ended up doing about 3 coats of paint because the first one was really watered down. I cut the decal out of this brushed metal vinyl. I tried twice to use metallized HTV and it was an epic fail. I will save it for you guys. I didn't show any of the video here because it didn't work. The HTV would not stick the way I wanted it to, so I was stuck going with the vinyl instead, and I will say this took me 22 minutes to weed. I absolutely love this vinyl for the looks, but when cutting it out, it's a bit finicky. I ended up just cutting it on regular vinyl on a more setting, and I spent a good sweet amount of time weeding it out carefully. As you can see, I would cut off little sections as I worked with it because when this vinyl sticks to itself, it's not coming apart. So just fair warning, HTV, the metallized kind, didn't work, but the metallized vinyl did. It just takes a good chunk of time. And since I was over so many mistakes, I decided to go with masking transfer tape instead of the grid line. The masking transfer tape is so much easier to transfer and it's not going to stick to your decal like the clear grid line. The only scary thing was actually putting it on my blank. I was really worried it wasn't going to line up. But it did, and I love how it looks. Oh my goodness. Now, I had two different clock kits. One was from Walmart and one was from Hobby Lobby. I actually ended up using the little hanging mount on the other one, and then the Walmart one had longer hands. Now, also, you could have drilled out the hole when you were cutting the wood out. I did not. I don't know why I didn't. But you're just going to drill a hole to the size of your clock kit that it recommends, and then use an X-Acto knife to cut it out all the extra filings. Whatever your clock kit instruction tells you to do, follow the instructions. Highly recommend that because we had to redo it a couple times because someone who was not me may or may not have read the instructions the first time. It was a fun learning project. So, as you can see, this is the way it's supposed to go on per the instructions, the washers and the mounting and everything in the back. And then you start adding your washer and screw to the front and tighten it on there nice and tight, but not overly done. Then you put your hands. I loved the Walmart kit because the hands of the clock were a lot longer than the Hobby Lobby one. So this was a little finicky because you had to push each hand to its designated spot, and it was kind of hard to tell at first. It felt like it was going to fall off, but eventually it all came together, and you can't really see it, but it all fit, and you put it at the midnight time, 12 o'clock, and you have a clock. It's all done. And because our bathroom is, sailing and water themed, I just thought this was a super awesome and fun way to throw a hidden Disney decor in there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys next time. Bye!